Hi and welcome. I am the mayor of a micronation called Newmerica, and this is the first video that I'm making on the YouTube channel. I wanted to explain what Numerica is as the first video, to explain what it is and what it means and stands for. Um, so I guess let's break it down. Numerica is a local government. It's a part of a bigger government called Lithion, which is another micronation. Um, to put it short, Lithion is basically supposed to act like the United States national government with like the states or the local governments. America has currently 4 citizens. I do not know the exact number that Lithion has. But to really explain where Numerica came from, I would first have to explain the history of Lithion. I am one of the original founding fathers of Lithion. And before Lithion was called Lithion, it was originally called Numerica, which I know is kind of a little confusing. But to put it short, well, I guess I don't really need to have to put it short. But basically, I got into micronations, and just watching people online how they had their own micronations and all that. And then I also started to get into preparedness or prepping. Like I was also really into like zombie apocalypse shows and all that. I still am into zombie apocalypse shows. They can be pretty fun to watch. But anyways, um, so basically one thing led to another, and I founded Numerica, which is Lithion now, as a micronation. It was different, way different. I don't even have the original papers for it no more because okay, to be honest, I threw them all away. But that doesn't mean nothing as much really. I didn't really know what I want to do with it. Like I want it to be about prepping, preparedness. I want to be there in case something happened. That was the point. But how it was then wasn't gonna like work out. So I started all over. And when before I started over, it was called Numerica. Before I threw everything away, and I had named the change to Lithion. I mean, the original name Numerica, it came from a show that I liked to watch. I forgot what it was, but I really did like it. But then, yeah, so I switched the name over, and then I realized this was not gonna work out. So what I did is I just threw all that away, and I started from scratch. And then I made a system of like a national government that's supposed to like bring together all these local governments. Kind of like if the apocalypse happens, you would have all these groups of people, but you'd want to bring them together to try to unite them. And so that's where the idea of Lithion came from. Now, we do have a website, and yeah, basically all of the Lithion stuff is on Google. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna show you the website now. Um, so this is our website, Lithion Micronation, and I'm gonna go over just like the first few pages just to show you, just to show you really. But yeah, Lithion is a micronation dedicated to preparedness and safeguarding its citizens in a potential crisis or emergencies. Founded by Seth, and that's me, Lithion's mission centers on ensuring the safety and well-being of its people. While initially created in response to apocalyptic scenarios, the micronation's objectives may have evolved over time. And which, honestly, it kind of has. It has evolved to, I mean, that apocalypse is still there, right? I mean, yeah, I'm not really going to talk about on the apocalypse side of it that much, but it's still there, and Lithion has taken steps to prepare for it. And at this point, you're probably wondering, well, like, what steps did they take? Um, well, if the United States dollar, with the U.S. currency collapses, right, we're working on making our own. That cannot be inflated. That's one thing we're doing. It's not precious metals or anything, although we are planning on having a coin, like a 0.50 lithiolite, and lithiolite is what the currency is going to be called. It's all the papers and documents been made for it. We just haven't minted anything because we're still on that process. But yeah, that's one thing. Having everything on paper, because like, sure, everything we have everything digitized, right? We have all the papers made in Google Docs, and then we move them to the public file once it's all organized and stuff. So it's all organized, and then like we print it off, and then it gets signed, and that's like the approval if it has like the president's signature on it. Um, so we have everything on paper, just in case like the internet went down or the power went down, we can still function. Not only do we have everything on paper, we have a whole batch of citizenship forms printed, government worker forms, um, yeah, all of that ready to go. ID cards, ready to be cut out and filled out, and then laminated or taped, or however you have to do to protect the card. So we have all that, and everybody gets like a little card saying their citizenship, everything. Um, Now, to be honest, America is a little slacking on that. We need to get all our citizen information down on paper. It's like who's a citizen of America? Because you can be a citizen of Lithion and not be a citizen of America. But yeah, so we're still working on that. Now, our key objectives are preparedness, of course. We're committed to preparing for various emergencies, potential threats, all that. Safeguarding citizens. Yes, protect the citizens. Now, we do have a public calendar on here. Try to keep this updated for any events that might be happening. Right now, there's nothing happening. Okay. Now, the flag and seal. The lithium flag, in which showed in a minute, is a representation of its vision for the future. It has 5 red stripes and 6 white stripes, a blue background with a gray 4-pointed star and a white 4-pointed star. The stars symbolize both the future and the past. The national seal encloses the flag within a gold ring, symbolizing a new future for Lithion under its updated constitution. Now, we do have a motto and a long-term goal. The Lithion motto is be prepared, expect the worst, and hope for the best. That basically just summarizes everything. Be prepared for whatever could happen. Expect the worst. Expect full nuclear annihilation. Just expect that to happen, and that's what you have to be prepared for. And then you hope for the best. It's like, I hope that doesn't happen. But if it does, or if something else happens, I know that the citizens of Lithion will be safeguarded, basically. Now, our long-term goal is to achieve self-sustainability by establishing income sources, acquiring land, and securing the necessary resources to support its citizens. That is the very long-term plan. Now, right now, as it stands, we're working on establishing income sources. We do have a little bit of land. It ain't much. It's really it's not really anything that can be used for that much. But we are working on establishing income sources. Okay, and being that, you can, if for any reason you want to contact us, we do have an email, lithionpublic@gmail.com. But Discord is a great way to get in contact with us. Not just me, but also the mayor and stuff. Although, when you first get into the server, you will be very limited on what you can do, right? There won't be that many channels open because you're not a citizen, right? It's not really meant... really meant for like the citizens to have information and to congregate, but you can maybe be a representative of another micronation. We have a representative roles and all that. Now, the newsletter, and this is the flag, by the way. Well, I'll get a better close-up photo, but we do have 2 newsletters. One from not that long ago, 2024, and other one from last year. It says 12. It's meant to say 23. I don't know why it says 12. I'm not going to look at those right now. If you're interested, then you go to the website. I will have a link in the description. It might have been updated by the time you see this or something. Now, our public drives. This is where you can copy, print anything off that you want. But yeah, this is public drives from all the Lithion stuff. Newmerica doesn't have its public drive in here. I need to update the website with that because Newmerica just made a public drive because we. I'll talk about Newmerica more. What Newmerica has been doing, but yeah, we've been doing some stuff. But anyways, we got our flag. We can go look at the flag. This is the Lithion flag in all of its glory. You can see you got the gray star, you got the white star. The gray's the past, the white's the future. You got red and then you got white, which is, it's similar to the United States flag, but and then you got this part. So there was some inspiration from it, I will admit. But honestly, I really like the flag. But yeah. Okay, and then you got the laws. Our scanned constitution's in here, the original. Yeah, it's just a bunch of files that, establishment of the public Department of Resources, Land of Lithion Anthem. Honestly, in my opinion, it's not that great. It needs to be a new one, but yeah. Then you have the scientific division. Nothing's going on there. Ministry of Animal Welfare, Domestic Animal Welfare Act. Okay, to explain this, Lithion has domestic citizens. Basically, you can, if it's a domesticated animal, it can become a domesticated citizen. And what that's supposed to do is, in the long term, right now, it doesn't really mean anything besides just a badge. But in the long term, we're hoping to be able to provide for dogs, maybe, have just things in place to take care of the animals. That way, we're not just taking care of the people, but also the animals. And it also is like, oh, you can't. If an animal gets murdered, like a dog, then yeah, like bad, illegal, basically. It just protects your animal. If it's not a domestic citizen, then it basically has no protections in Lithion, as it stands, right? So that's just what that is. We do have a judicial system, and we do have a judge. I'll go over that more whenever. I ought to go over the Lithion Constitution too. Department of Public Resources also has got nothing. Citizenship and voting. This is a very important part because Lithion, there are votes for presidents and stuff. The president and vice president. So in Lithion, citizenship, you have to be a citizen in order to vote. You also have to belong to a local government to vote. And you have to be 16 or older. Basically 16, you can basically do anything in Lithion. Voting rights. And so presidential and vice president citizens are eligible to vote in the elections for president and vice president. The elections are held every 4 years. Only citizens have the right to vote in these elections. The secretary of president is appointed by the president. Then you got local government elections. Local governments are represented by council persons. Okay, basically what it means by that is that there's chambers. You got the executive branch, then you got the legislative. The legislative also contains the 3 judges. It can be more than 3. 3 is the minimum. And then it contains the council. And the council is made up of one person from every local government. That one person has to be like the head of that local government. Like how I'm a mayor, therefore I'm a part of the legislative process inside the council, inside the national government. But yeah, now here's a unique part. The citizens have the power to veto the government. In Lithion, citizens possess a significant check on government actions. If citizens wish to veto an action taken by Congress, they must achieve a 3/4 vote majority among all citizens in Lithion. Now, that being said, it might not be that hard to do now, but as Lithion grows, of course, it gets harder and harder. So there must be something like very bad happening for that to happen, and which that needs to happen if that's the case. But yeah, it's just. It's not called the legislative branch, by the way. It's okay. The legislative body is called like the Congress or Congress branch. Now this process involves visiting the local national office, which we'll go over national offices in a minute, and having it be contacted by the national government to hold a vote. However, please know that under circumstances, as during a national emergency or martial law, these veto powers may be affected. They just might. Election postponement, as outlined in Section 5 of the Lithium Constitution. Elections may be postponed during a national emergency or times of war. Um, yeah. And there's no limit to presidential runs, so a president can run as many times as they want. There's no limit to that. That's straight inside the Constitution. Okay, now national offices. National offices have a very key role inside Lithion. They basically make everything run, as I would call it, you know. National offices, they're part of Lithion's government structure, serving as hubs for citizen engagement. That's an important part. It's basically where citizens can go to engage with the government. Government functions and communications between local and national levels. These offices play a vital role in ensuring smooth operations. They do. Um, National offices provide citizens with means to participate in the governance of Lithion, like providing voting booths so they can vote for president. Citizens can visit national offices to register to vote. That's actually not a thing right now. You don't have to register to vote as long as you're a part of a local government and you're a citizen of Lithion. Then you can vote. Submit government forms, yes, and propose new laws. That's how you have to go to a national office, propose a new law, and engage in discussion about local and national matters. You can just be a place that you hang out. Um, they could do that. And on the proposal of new laws, citizens can submit proposals for new laws through their local national office. These proposals go through a rigorous review of both chambers. We'll talk about the laws when we go over the Lithion Constitution. National offices keep track of local governments and their activities. They're also like integrated in the local government, right? It could be like the place where the mayor lives. I don't know, but basically, yeah. I mean, they're a good thing for the national government. They could be a very good thing for local governments too, providing them with a place where they could do governance. And it's a mandatory requirement. In accordance to Lithion's legal framework, it's in the Constitution. Every local government within the Micronation is required to have a national office. This ensures that citizens in every region has access to government services, can participate in democratic processes, and stay connected with Lithion's national governance. That is a very big part. They should have the ability to contact Lithion if they need to vote for president, all that stuff. Accessible support. National office also provides support and assistance to citizens who may require it with help with government-related matters, like maybe seeking information, understanding laws, or addressing concerns. Like if you needed to fill out a domestic citizen application, the local national office should have that on file so they can just hand it to you or make a copy, then give you the copy. And then which they would submit that for you to the Ministry of Animal Welfare. So, and then that's a whole process to get your pet or domestic citizen registered. Local engagement, yeah, we basically went over that. That's just a repeat. Okay. We do have a bank, the Bank of Lithion, which is Lithiites. Which we can go over the currency real quick. Lithion shall not print money without any value. Meaning the U.S., they just say it has value. It was originally gold back in the United States, and then they didn't do that, and it just became a fiat currency, all that stuff. I'm sure Lithiite would qualify as a fiat currency. I'm not too versed in all like the terms and the meanings when it comes to Lithion currency, but this is actually a very recent thing. This happened yesterday, is when this was updated, and when all the papers are signed for it. But Lithion shall not print money without any value. Below is the outline of Lithion's policy for printing money to make sure that money will always have value. Money shall be linked to amount of land that Lithion has. That's the key detail here. That's just to stop us from printing an infinite amount of lithiolite. Basically, if we have 1,000 yards, then we can only print 1,000 yards worth of lithiolite. Lithion's money, shall have a way of making it harder to counterfeit. List provided below if the fence is taken a watermark. I mean, it's also thinking about having like little stickers on it. Maybe we're still working out the details of like printing the money and all that. To ensure that Lithion does not print more money than what is allocated based on the land claim, Lithion will provide a public database of the land that Lithion owns, and we do have that up. I will show that to you in just a second. Lithion is not allowed to trade any money for the piece of land that it corresponds to. You can't just like, hey, I got 5 lithiolite, give me 5 lithiolite worth of land. No, that's not how it works. It's not the actual land. It's just saying that this is how much we can print is based on the land. And so it's, I think 5 lithiolite is like 25 yards worth of land, if I remember correctly. So it's like, okay, well, then I can give you 25 yards of land. That being said, if Lithion ever sells land, you can use, like, it's mandatory that lithiolite has to be accepted within Lithion, for Lithion government, basically. Okay, I'm just rambling on here. Lithion is not allowed to trade the money for the piece of land that it corresponds to. It's the only way of checking the power of the government. It kind of is. If Lithion is to lose land, and now this is a very, I did not mean that. Now this is very key detail. If we lose land, then the money that was printed for that land, well, the land's not there no more. Like, we can't do that money. That'd be like inflation then, because then that would have to just be shoved the rest of the money on the rest of the land to make 25 yards now 10 yards basically. I think you get what I'm saying here. So basically, Lithion then must hold a public burning of that money that would represent the land to prevent inflation. Basically, we would have to hold a public burning of that money. No high-quality images shall be permitted to be released for any reason of lithiolite. This is just to prevent people from just printing it off. This is a source document, although I know this information is up to date, so that's fine. Now, this is a public list of land. You see, right now we have a total 1,159 square yards. Now, this is a picture of it, just showing you where it's at, so that way you can see it. Now, this shows the lithiolite minted 0 right now. But the legal lithiolite that we could mint for 1,159 yards is 231 and then 80. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like much. And it's really just a way of checking power, right? It's like we're not very big right now, so we don't really need to be printing out all this money. But basically, yeah. Okay. That's just a Newmerica. Okay. We do have our weather on here, which is quite nice. It is 86. Okay. Y'all just give me a second, and I'm gonna get at MicroWiki. No, actually, I'm just gonna go to Google Drive and get it. We're gonna go over the constitutions real quick. That way, I want to show y'all the constitutions. So, it's in the public drive too. Okay. Now, do be warned, there's typos in this. I can admit. Okay, this is higher quality. The Constitution of Lithion. And, okay, so basically, Section 1. The citizens of Lithion have the right to life, justice, the pursuit of happiness. That's basically just kind of preamble. The executive branch is responsible for protecting the citizens from their rights being violated. The checking the power of the Congress branch. The president can veto any action they do, effectively not allowing it to happen if it's within 10 weeks of the action being passed by Congress. The presidential branch is made up of the president, vice president, secretary of president. The executive branch also contains every government agency of Lithion. Now, the Congress branch is made up of two chambers. This is also a legislative body. One is made up of judges. The other one depends on the number of local governments there are. For every one local government, there is one council person from that local government. They are elected by the people of that local government. Judges only there to make sure that all actions are legal based on the Constitution. The judges can veto an action by the presidential branch, which is also just the executive branch. See, reason why this is a little mixed up is because the before I threw everything away, I called it the presidential branch, but this means executive. If it goes against the Constitution, there are at least 3 judges. There's supposed to be. There's only technically 1 right now, although we are always accepting more people. But more can be added. Judges can be picked by the council, then approved by the president. That way, making sure they're good. That means the council, it's like, oh, this person. Oh, but then if the president doesn't allow it, then it won't be allowed. Basically, when it comes to that. The Congress branch can veto the executive branch if they have a 3/4 vote in the council. Okay. The people now can veto any action of the Congress branch. They must have a 3/4 vote by every citizen in Lithion if they wish to do so. Then they will need to go to the local national office first and then get them to contact the national government to hold the vote. It is their right to do so under normal circumstances, meaning the government is fully functional and the president is not and the people are not under martial law. Well, right now the government is not fully functional, to be perfectly honest. Therefore, Section 4 would not be allowed at this time, although we are trying the best just to get everything fully functional. In order to become president or vice president, then you have to have a majority vote. There would be 2 chambers. 2 elections, not chambers. One for president and one for vice president. Terms are every 4 years. Only citizens can vote. The secretary president is voted by the president. We've been over that. Okay. The national government can pass laws that all the local governments have to follow. A citizen can request a law to be removed or for a new law to be enacted by making a bill through the local government office. Now, you see, the local government offices, which is just a local national office, they have such an important role because it's literally how people interact with Lithion. So then it'll go to president for their approval. If it passes, then it'll be added. Okay, it has to go to the Congress of Chambers, then the judges, and then the president for their approval. So making laws won't be easy necessarily. They're kind of easy now, not gonna lie. But if more people join, they have to, and we get more local governments, Congress chamber has to have 3/4 vote. One Micronation not like it, the other one would. If there's only 2 local governments, then that's 50-50, and it wouldn't be able to be. The judges make sure it's constitutional. If a judge decides it's not constitutional, then it just won't be. And then the president has to approve. Maybe the president doesn't like it. See, there's just so many things. And that's just a way of making it harder for laws to be made. But really, if a law gets made on the national level, then it should be on national matters. If a citizen wants the law to be made for Lithion, then it might only be good for their local government, in which the local government should be dealing with that type of law. And so then it gets shut down. It's shot down. Local government's going to have a different way of working under their own constitutions, right? It doesn't have to be the same as Newmerica. It doesn't have to be the same as Lithion. They just have a few things. As long as it does not go against the Constitution and the national laws, right? You can't do that of Lithion. Each local government has to have a national office. So yeah. So just by this, that means you have to vote for your leader. It has to be democratic processes and all that, because we talked about how the Congress branch, the people elected through votes and all that. So you have to have that. So basically, and national offices, of course, are always a requirement. The executive branch can enact martial law if needed, in which all power is under the president during times of national or local emergencies. Martial law can only be enacted when there is a distress being caused to an area, like looting or rioting. It's like when there's distress being caused, it's kind of vague, to be honest, but there could just be so many. Yeah, it really is just kind of vague. Um, Section 9. The executive branch can make national offices. This is what the executive branch can do. They can levy taxes, right? Which we don't have any taxes inside Lithion or Newmerica. They can make and lead an army, mint national currencies, make treaties, buy and sell assets. They can make public buildings that are there to serve a community, like school, library, train station, etc. So anything in a gray area is left to the judges to decide if it's a local or national matter. So, like, if the national governments and the local government, if they collide, then it's up to the three judges to decide. If at any point the executive and or Congress branch does not have enough people to properly carry out its functions, then the priority is to have a working executive branch. That is the priority inside Lithion. Section 12. In order to become a citizen, you must be approved by the executive branch. If you are under the care of Lithion and you do not have approval, then you are considered a stateless person and do not have the right to vote and enjoy the freedoms of citizenship. You don't. You're not a part of Lithion. You're just sucking up our resources if we give you something. The executive branch can buy and sell assets. The executive branch can make a budget for the national. The executive branch is the one who makes the budget for the national government. In the event of a lack of resources or a different scenario, but yeah, in the event that something happens and something cannot properly function, any section of the Constitution can be suspended for 1 year at a time before it automatically goes into effect. Hey, dogs. Hey. Dogs out. Out. No roughhousing in here right now. Go on. Out. Amber, come on. Amber, come on. Sorry about that, guys. I guess I didn't shut my door all the way. Yeah, okay. But yeah, any section can be, this is allowed for flexibility and security. In order for the section of the Constitution to be suspended, you need a 3/4 vote by the council and approval by the president. Or a complete approval by the council, then president approval is not needed. So, yeah. A national office is run by Lithion. Is an office run by Lithion. It puts in any local governments that are part of Lithion, the national office responsible for allowing citizens to vote in elections, to propose new laws or laws to be taken away, act as a postal service between communities and Lithions if need be. We don't really have that yet. The national offices can be where needed, hold court sessions. National offices can also do local needs by the community they're based on and the different needs in the national government. In Section 17, the final section of Lithion Constitution, any business in Lithion cannot be controlled by the Lithion government or any local government. Any business cannot buy another business if they're Lithion based. So a business cannot buy a business, right? And they also can't be controlled by a government. Now this isn't saying that the government can't do business related stuff. This is basically mean if somebody establishes a business inside Lithion, Lithion cannot be, hey, you gotta meet this quota or all that communism stuff. And that's just when it was signed by the founding father and I guess founding sister. And I guess now I should go over the Newmerica Constitution and then what Newmerica has been doing. So let's do that. Now this video has gone on for like 35 minutes. Okay. Let me just boop do this real quick while I find it. Okay. Oh, I guess I'll show you the flag. Okay. Now this is the Numerica flag. Now you see it has the 2 stars on it. If you join as a local government, you don't have to have your flag like this. Your flag could be anything, preferably appropriate, because then you'll more likely get passed. But anyways, but yeah, that's basically just the flag that I made for it. It was the most popular one that I made, so it's the one that I chose. Okay, and now I know I have the Numerica Constitution somewhere. Requirements become local. No, that's the Government Act of Numerica. Okay. The American Constitution is way shorter. I do have the physical copy. I'll have to find. There is a digital one somewhere. I know because I printed this one off. Okay, but anyways, the preamble basically is: we, the people of America, in order to make a more perfect union, declare ourselves to be a Lithion local government. Now, the background behind Numerica, I stepped down as the president of Lithion because I was originally the president of Lithion. I stepped down, the vice president became president, the secretary president became vice president, all that good stuff. And I made Numerica because we needed a local government in order for the citizens to be able to vote and for Numerica to really do, not Numerica, for Lithion to really just do more stuff. We needed a local government. And then, like, I wanted people to be able to vote, to have the president they want, and to also check any president with the legislative body, which is just me. But anyway, Section 1, the citizens of New Mexico have the right to free speech, life, liberties, and happiness. No one has the right to interfere with any other person's rights. Section 2, the government is run by 2 chambers, the council and the executive. This is really just based off of Lithion. The executive is run by the mayor and the secretary of mayor. I am Mayor Nance. I guess that would be my official title. The council is made up of 1 elected person per 100 people. So obviously we don't have a council, so it's just the mayor. All government positions are elected by the people every 2 years. The council is voted on every year. Okay, so I really gotta make sure that I remember that, which I will. So, yeah. The mayor is the Lithion representative for New America. There is no limit to how many times someone can run. Section 3, new laws, local laws, can be voted on or made by the council. If it makes it through the council with 3/4 vote, the mayor must approve the law be enacted as a local law after 30 days. The citizens can ask for new laws to be made or laws to be removed through America's local national office. Checks on power. The council can veto the mayor with a 3/4 vote. The citizens of New America can veto the council with a 3/4 vote. The mayor can make branches for government functions. The mayor can make a budget, which has to be approved by a majority vote by the council. The mayor can make purchases on behalf of New America. And then the mayor and the council can call meetings into place. The mayor can lead an army of citizens if needed during a national emergency. So a militia, I guess is what you'd call it. Section 6, New America citizens have the right to assemble and protest the government. New America citizens have the right to bear arms. Section 7, any stateless people in New America have no rights within New America and can be jailed or kicked out of New American government. In Section 8, if at any point there's not enough people to run Numerica because no one wanted to or because no one available to, Numerica can become a dictatorship in 1 year. The mayor will have absolute power over them, but it'll still be under Lithion. The citizens can contact Lithion to hold a vote during the 1 year dictatorship, and if there's a 3/4 majority agree, the mayor will have to step down and there will be another election for a new mayor. So basically we're just in a dictatorship. Okay. So with that, we do have and now I'll talk about some things that Numerica has done. We put forward a judge, and the big thing that we're doing right now is trying to make money, right? And the way we're doing that, let me just pull it up. I know I have it. Yep, there it is the Numerica Revenue Branch, which is just this. This is the logo for it and everything. But basically, it's responsible for all businesses and stuff. Anything that's related to making money, the Numerica Revenue Branch deals with, right? So basically, the Numerica Revenue Branch shall be responsible for generating any type of revenue for Numerica. It shall be the sole way of generating income for the local government. So like, I don't know, voluntary taxation, it'll have to go through this. Or one day, maybe mandatory taxation if the apocalypse happens. I don't know. It'll go through this, right? And this will also help fund Lithion because Numerica, our budget allocation, we do give some of it to Lithion. Not a lot. It's only like 10%, I think. Yeah, because I made like a budget allocation, but I won't go over that. That's more executive duties. But the structure, there shall be a head of the branch. The head of the branch shall be picked by the mayor of Numerica and approved by the council of Numerica. The head of the branch shall have the power to organize the branch however they see fit, but the mayor has the ultimate head and can decide to organize it for them. If for some reason there is no one who can be the head of the branch, the mayor is ultimately made the head. So I'm the head of Numerica Revenue Branch. It was actually the American Revenue Branch. I have the signed paper here. It was established today. It was established today, 8/6/2024. Okay, so this is what they can and cannot do. They can make online accounts to generate income with. They can also self-promote the local government. They can open business accounts with entities outside of Numerica upon approval of the mayor. They cannot spend more than what the branch was allocated by the mayor because I make the budget, so what they can spend, if they spend more than what I allocate, then it's no-go. They cannot deny lithiolite as a valid form of payment. I mean, that's already like a Lithion law, but this is just a little extra thing I put in there, even though it's already a law. Requirements. The revenue branch will be required to have statistics about revenue given to the mayor and accounts at least once a month. They have to be able to be transparent about all businesses that they decide to do and which they decide to do to generate income. So if I asked, and they had to tell me everything. If some random person asked, and well, they would have to tell them everything. I mean, they shouldn't have to hide how they're making their money. So basically, yeah, that just about covers everything that I feel like I should talk about today. I don't know what else I would cover, to be completely honest, unless I just run over the complete history, because there's more to it, of course, and or like the war that happened, because there was like a war at one point, some stupid war with some other micronation, like a town over, which they didn't even know what they were, to be completely honest. Like, I could just rant on about them, but I won't. But it was something. Or how Numerica declared war on behalf of Lithion. That was, yeah, okay. A lot of stuff has happened. We do have a history, you know. This isn't like the newest local government on the block or newest micronation on the block or nothing like that. I mean, this has been around since my middle school years. Gosh, I ain't good at math. I ain't calculating that. But Actually, I can tell you. Um, if I just type in Lithion, Micronation, what is it? Wiki, MicroWiki. We do have a MicroWiki. Don't go by MicroWiki if you want like stuff. It does have some more information than what the website has, but it's the website ultimately is what I edit and keep up to date because I'm really the one who edits the websites. But anyways, okay, here it is. The Constitution was last updated on June 23rd, 2023. So, like a year ago. Yeah, it's like a year old. Actually, Founders Day. Yeah, we already had Founders Day. But, yeah, I'm not gonna go into all the laws or anything else. This is supposed to be like a quick general overview, and it's like 40. It's almost an hour long. But um, I hope you learned something. I guess. Um, yeah. Hope you learned something. Hope this was enjoyable. So I hope you like this video. You can always contact Lithion if you have any questions. If you're interested in joining, I'm sure that the president will be more than happy for you to. By the way, the president is President Mitchell. I didn't tell you that. Or if you could, if you're interested in joining, you can. You can also join through Numerica. We do have an intake system called the NIS. It was mainly made for the apocalypse because, of course, it was. If you have a micronation and you want to become a local government of Lithion, then Lithion would be more than happy. As long as you meet what I said, like what the micronation would need. You don't have to have a national office right away either. Like that's something that be established after you joined. Um, or you can make a micronation just for a local government if that's what interests you. Be more than happy. Um, and I would also recommend if you do want to become a local government, you can go through the public files like on the website, and there's like local government requirements, like the requirement from a local government. Now, Lithion, they might meet them now, but when it was established, it did not originally meet them, but it was just let through so that we can vote and all that. Um, but yeah, I will have a link below to the website, and from the website, you'll be able to just get everything. I'm sure all your questions might be answered if you do have any. Email, although I am a little slow to checking the emails for the America, and I do tend to check them for Lithion too every now and then. But I would recommend if you do have any questions, join the Discord. It'd be the quickest that you get answers to. But yeah, I guess this is fun, and may God bless Numerica.